If you have a visible difference, two things happen every time you walk into a room. One, there's the fact of what people can see. And two, there's a story your mind tells you about what that fact means. Today, I'm going to help you separate fact from story, walk you through 3 simple reframe questions, and write 1 sentence you can use when your brain starts spiraling. And stay with me to the end because I will guide you through a 30-second declaration you can say right before you leave the house. Welcome back to video 3 of the 5R Failures Framework, Reframe. You've already done recognition in video 1 by tracking your triggers. You've practiced response in the second video by finding the gap and choosing your next move. Now we're going deeper. We're changing the meaning. If you have made it this far, you're not dabbling, you're building. If you live with alopecia, scars, vitiligo, burns, a limb difference, a facial difference, a skin condition, or you use a mobility device, basically anything that gets you noticed before you start to speak, you're in the right place. This channel is about faith-rooted confidence and practical tools so you can show up fully, not perform brave. Quick check-in before we continue. Drop 1 word in the comments for how you want to feel in your body this week. Steady, free, unashamed, grounded, bold. I read every comment, and yes, I'll be sure to pray over them. Many people believe confidence is either something you have or you don't. But most of the time, confidence is just practice interpretation. You don't choose the first story you've learned about your confidence, but you choose the story you keep telling yourself. Let me take you into a moment that once controlled me. I remember looking into the mirror and thinking, this is not me. Not because my worth changed, but because my brain was trying to protect me from the social cost of being seen. So I started scanning for reactions, the double take, the whisper, the well-meaning question that still landed like a spotlight. And the real fight was not on my head, it was in my head. Because the fact was, I had hair loss. But the story was, people will only see this. I will always be the difference first. And the story produced shame, avoidance, shrinking before I even entered the room. If you ever rehearse your explanation, hiding angles, adjusted lighting, or planned outfits around your difference, I just want you to hear this clearly. You're not alone. Here's what changed for me. I learned to name the fact, challenge the story, and replace it with a truer sentence. Not a fake sentence, not a hype sentence, a true one. So grab a journal or your notes app. I'm going to walk you through 3 questions that can help you move from deficiency thinking into what I call distinction living. Do this with me. Pause the video and write 1 line. My visible difference is blank. Just name it. No poetry, no minimizing, no explaining. Then press play. Question 1. What are the facts without interpretation? Facts sound plain. They don't predict the future. They don't insult you. Here's some examples of facts. I don't have hair in these areas. I have a scar across my face. My skin has patches. I use a wheelchair. Now listen to the difference. Facts are about what is. Stories are about what it means. Story sounds like, people will think I am broken. I look scary. No one will want me. I am less feminine, less masculine, less capable. So let's do an exercise together, okay? What we got to do is we are going to draw 2 columns. The first column is going to be fact, and the second column is going to be story. So we have fact, and the second column is going to be story. Under fact, we're going to write 3 factual statements about your difference. And under story, we're going to write 3 interpretations your brain keeps replaying. All right, I'm going to do mine first. All right, so here's a fact. I'm bald. The second fact is I have no facial hair. The third fact is I have no body hair. All right, and now let's write 3 stories that come to my mind. Oops. The first story. Let's do that again. All right. So The first story that comes to mind is that I'm blessed. The second story is that I'm unique. And the third, last but not least story that comes to my mind is that I'm handsome. All right, so now is your turn. Question 2. Who told me this story and what has it cost me? Because most stories are borrowed. Maybe it came from a stranger. Maybe it came from bullying. Maybe it came from a family member trying to protect you. Maybe it came from social media beauty standards. Maybe it came from church environment that confused appearance with holiness. Write 2 lines. 1. I learned this story from blank. 2. This story has cost me blank. Be specific. Did it cost you photos, dating, friendship, your calling, speaking up, wearing what you want, swimming, leading? Here's the hard part. This story claims it's protecting you, but the invoice is your life. If faith is part of your life, here's the truth I come back to when my mind starts spiraling. God doesn't need you to be visually unremarkable to be fully usable. Your difference is not a detour from purpose, and you are not disqualified from love because you are noticeable. We are not denying the pain. We are refusing to let pain write our identity. Question 3. What distinction can grow here that would not exist otherwise? This is not toxic positivity. This is meaning making with integrity. Distinction can look like this: uncommon empathy, leadership that is not built on image, courage that is practiced, not poised, helping other people feel safe to be seen, a story that reaches people that polished stories never reach. Finish this sentence. Because of my visible difference, I'm developing blank. Here are some examples. Because of my alopecia, I'm developing steadiness and spiritual authority that's not dependent on appearance. Because of my scar, I'm developing compassion and courage to speak first. Because of my mobility device, I am developing patience, advocacy, and clarity about who is safe. Let's pause here for a second. Before we go on, take 10 seconds and actually write your ending. Don't overthink it. Let's be honest. Now we combine everything into one single sentence you can use when the old story shows up. Use this template. The fact is blank. The story I release is blank. The truth I choose is blank. Here's mine. The fact is my hair is not growing right now. The story I release is that I'm less worthy or lesser of a man. The truth I choose is that I'm fully loved, fully called, and I can be seen without shrinking. Now write yours, then read it out loud. Once. Your nervous system learns through repetition. Put one hand in your chest. Take a slow breath in. Say with me, slowly. I do not owe the world a version of me that is lesser to look at. I owe God my obedience, my life, and my presence. I can be noticeable and still be seen. I can be different and still be chosen. Today, I walk in truth, not in rehearsal. In the next video in this series, I will teach you what to do in the moment when you catch someone staring, asking intrusive questions, or offering pity. It is a simple script you can use without being rude and without abandoning yourself. So subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss it. If you want to practice this with people who truly get it, I built a community called Fearless Warriors. It's for anyone learning to be seen, with coaching prompts, monthly training, prayer, and real conversations that move you from coping to leading. If you are ready, the link is in the description below. And if today helped you, share this video with one person who has been carrying their difference like a deficit. All right, I'll see you in the next video. God bless.